as Taylor was jetting into the country, a growing storm was brewing over just how much she loves that private jet.
Oh. To watch her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, win the Super Bowl, Taylor Swift flew nearly 9,000 kilometres from Tokyo to Las Vegas before flying more than 13,000 kilometres to Melbourne. Those trips releasing an estimated 90 tonnes of carbon emissions.
Thank you for making it halfway across the world.
In just 3 months, Taylor allegedly produced 138 tonnes of CO2 just visiting Kelce. That's 9 times more than the average Australian will emit this entire year. Swift's carbon footprint most recently exposed by college student Jack Sweeney, who legally tracks celebrities' private planes, posting the information online 24 hours later.
Nobody wants to be tracked, but the problem is we are in a climate emergency. They are of public interest.
It's kind of stalking. It's a bit creepy.
That's public information from what I know.
They're allowed to have their private lives, but I think if it's affecting the world this much, she needs to be called out.
Private jets are the most carbon polluting way to travel, producing up to 14 times more emissions per passenger than commercial planes.
Oh no! No!
And Taylor Swift's private jet emissions are reportedly the highest of any celebrity in the world.
I think it's pretty horrible.
If it makes her happy, then she can do whatever she wants.
But does Swift have a choice?
It doesn't really make sense for people of influence like Taylor Swift to fly commercial because the amount of disruption that would happen in the airport or on the aircraft.
And Swift is far from the only billionaire flying private. Her plane was just one of 882 private jets that flew into Las Vegas for the Super Bowl. The typical private jet owner? An American male over the age of 50 working in banking, finance and real estate.
I just don't see why she's the only one that gets criticised. We should criticise everyone if we need to criticise her.
Amid the scrutiny, Taylor Swift has ditched one of her 2 private jets. And like many celebs, she's resorted to carbon offsetting, purchasing double the credits for her tour.
Carbon offsets is effectively like swapping emissions. So I get someone else to reduce their emissions, I give them money, and then I continue emitting. So in some ways I say to her, good on her, it was a nice thing to do, now get on with it and cut your emissions.
Calls growing for Taylor to go further and follow bands like Coldplay, who, pledging to tour sustainably, cut their emissions by 47% last year.
She is such a role model for young people. There's a big opportunity for her to show that even in her position, she can reduce the amount of travel.
I didn't know she flew. I was at the Jetstar terminal for so long last night waiting to find her. I can't believe it. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Sorry, right. I want a private jet now.
I don't know if that's the takeaway, Tony, from that.
No, but seriously, if you had $1 billion lying around, you'd give a stack to charity and then
fly in your private
jet. I'm being you would 100% be flying private.
Yeah.
If you had that kind of cash.
Well, it's not about the cash. So I'm going to defend Taylor a bit here because our audience is full of Swifties and I am terrified.
They're coming.
I am very scared of the people in this room.
Does it sound like I'm not defending it?
No, you are. But I reckon the thing is, it comes down to a necessity thing. So the idea that she should be flying other than private, she should be flying commercial, that's just a non-starter. Can you imagine the bedlam? Planes would just never take off.
Yeah,
they just would not operate. It would be impossible. And the security implications would be crazy. So I think the real questions emerge around how much use. So do you need to fly back to football games every week? Mm-hmm. And the attempt to sue the guy who's tracking the thing, I mean, that's not stalking. The people waiting for her plane at 1 a.m, maybe they're stalking. But he's not. He's not stalking. That's fair information for people to have. And she gets the focus because she's getting the focus on everything at the moment.
I feel it is an uncomfortable headline for Taylor Swift and her team. And it's one that maybe she can't avoid right now, but I do think that is her team being trying to micromanage the situation and be like, we need that to stop and just be a little bit quieter. Totally. But I also think, ironically, we're all talking about the carbon
that's
footprint
true.
that's being left by
and also, if we all examined our own lives and looked for unnecessary emissions, we'd find a lot.
Oh.
Big time.
Okay, got her. We did it. Okay.